into game 5. What an exciting night. Thanks for staying up late with us. My name is Neil the Steel. I'm joined now by Slaga Slasha. Slaga, go ahead and say hi to the folks out there in Twitch land.
Well, hello, all you motherfuckers.
Oh boy, a spicy,
Um,
spicy introduction. Well, we are very, very excited to jump into our final game here. Just waiting on Champ Pick Band to get started. Slaga, did you happen to catch that last game? What are your thoughts from game 4?
yeah, I caught the last game. I really liked how both teams were playing. I just had a problem with um, what is it, Location 69, right? That's their name.
Hmm.
I think,
It's a long team name. We'll
right.
call them L69 or Location 6.
I think they were just the fights that they had the resources to actually take fights. Um, either there was one fight they could have won it, but the Ash was positioned just a little bit too close to the Renekton, and so
Hmm.
Renekton, you know, pops everything on her, and
Yeah.
you know, and then they tried to engage with the cannon ult, but there was a Jarvan ult already in the way, and the Olaf was back there doing things. It was just um, there were a lot of things going on that I think made a significant difference. And by the time we
Mhm.
got to the last two or three team fights, wait, what? Okay,
So, so, so yeah, by the time they got to those last few team fights, I mean, it was just so hard to chain all kinds of these ults that they had at their disposal. It was
yeah,
hard to chain them together, and it just wasn't clicking. And important to note that L69 is working with a sub jungler, but these are all high level players, and
exactly.
um, as the games go on, we're going to be looking to them to clean up a little bit of that communication, clean up a little bit of those engages, and the way that they are chaining everything together. So,
Yeah.
um,
Now, I really did like the idea behind their draft. It was just I think it when that draft falls behind, it's very squishy. They can't really play a front to back style unless they're just, using the Jarvan ult to catch everyone.
mhm.
Okay, I
Pickman
actually
is
I
starting,
do.
but I have not gotten the link to
Yeah, I don't
Pickman
we don't have
starting.
that link.
I'm also not in the game lobby, so game five. Game
No.
5 starting off great. I have not gotten an invitation to game
Okay.
lobby yet.
Sorry, we are in pick ban. So far, the first pick on the L69 is Sivir, and I'm going to try and get these people into the lobby.
Yep, looks like the Olaf gonna come out as a ban for L69.
Which is
Maie's
very
Olaf
handy.
was just absolutely destructive that last game. They don't want to let him back on that. We're gonna be looking for him to be on something a little bit different. Um, the first pick gonna come out with the Sivir for L69. Something safe in the bot lane. Um, the what did they have ADC last game?
For L69,
Yeah,
they were running an Ash last game,
that's
so this
right.
is
So
this
the
is a
so again the
very
Ash.
different style of AD carry here. It's going to be a
Yeah.
whole lot more explosive, less pick one person, and more run you down.
Hmm. And Noble 5 is just going to come right back with the Kate Ari. It worked last game.
Yeah,
They're
this
just
is
going to run it again
very.
this game.
No, the key difference here is that Noble Five is going to have to find a way to deal with this Morgana, possibly without that Pike.
Hmm. Well, Morgana's Sivir bot lane is just something that is really safe. It still has a lot of damage potential. Something that can be run really successfully. Although we have also seen some Morgana mids come out in this series.
Yeah.
And
I,
Vi gonna come out for Menbung. Saw success on it in game 3.
ooh,
Um,
that's a spike. Um. So far,
oh, the Graves coming
yeah, yeah.
IA. Going with that really, really, really strong comfort pick there. Again,
Let's see
success
what
on the
Noble
Olaf,
5
but
decides to ban here. I'm really curious what the takeaway is. They get Rumble off. The paying homage and respect to Rafal.
Yep. Yep, ban coming out for L69.
Oh, so you're just the little voice in my head. Oh, that's wonderful.
And
I
now everyone
love
thinks
that.
you're crazy because you're talking to a little voice in your
I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Okay, I think L69 has the right idea here. They're really trying to punish Warty and get him off those playmakers.
So the Camille, the Renekton coming out, Swain they might be afraid of that Morgana mid Swain support that we saw in game 3. The Pike gonna come back out for 5. They liked it last game. I thought it was a bit underwhelming. Not a lot of Death from Below's hit. In fact, most of the fights were won by the time it came out, although it was very safe for Chaboy. So a good pick coming out there.
I want to say something really quick. This Malzahar pick is extremely efficient here. I mean, if you look at the enemy team, you have 4 squishy champions, none of who want to stay in a fight for very long, except for maybe the Graves. That Malzahar, that Vi, that Poppy with Morgana, there's so much lockdown CC here for them to use to catch these squishies and make them punish. Oh, no, it's a Karma. Is it a Karma?
It might not be. Let's check chat.
No?
Is that Karma real?
Yeah, we didn't even have to say it. Okay.
Hey, all right.
And then the Gnar. Okay.
All right. Interesting on the Karma, but it is, yeah, it's gonna be Karma top. Look for the Kleptomancy coming out. Yep, boos. I see some boos in chat from Zorbox, just like we saw at LCS finals in Detroit. Many booing when Karma got hovered, and actually surprisingly influenced the teams there to not play it, or so we'd like to believe. But we'll see how it does here into the Gnar. More boo. Karma top is bad coming from General Dill. Drop your boos in chats, boys. Interesting. Okay, so Slagus, so looking at these team comps, what are your thoughts? What do you think, which team has the advantage just based on pick ban?
You know, I'm going to give the edge to Noble 5. And I said that thinking like, oh, they've got all these squishy champions, but when I look at the early game potential of their bot lane specifically, and then you've got the ranged Gnar matchup into the Karma, I think Graves is a really annoying pick for Vi because if he dodges your Q, suddenly you're melee range with him, and that's just never a good place.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just kind of want to pop in for a second and say this. One thing I've noticed on L69's team is that they are going to be supremely wave clearing efficient. I mean, one of the most wave clearing efficient teams I've ever seen. Between the Sivir and the Malzahar and the Karma, they're just gonna like destroy all things. And we may just be looking at a kind of a bide your time kind of team.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to be interesting.
I mean, we say it's a bide, and I'd like to piggyback off that. Like we say, it's a bide your time team comp, but I think Noble 5 has the better late game with the double 80 carry and the Gnar. So there's a question of, is it going to be worth it for them to sit back and wave clear, or are they going to have to try and, aggress on this team with their pick tools in the mid game? And I mean, they have Sivir and they have Mini Sivir. So if they're not just running and flailing arms like Elmo at people, like, what are they doing? Yeah, Zinni and it's Sivir and her little sidekick. It's Indiana Jones and Short Round.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, anyway. Yeah, I think L69 has an interesting team comp here, but they've got a lot of safe picks here, which I like for them. I think that was something that they also had set up last game, but they just weren't able to execute it. The Ashe got caught out a little bit. They were somewhat dispositioned in certain fights, and now you have a team comp that if you are caught out of position in certain moments, you have escape tools, or you can flip the script on those and you can use them as engage tools. So
Exactly right.
they have a very strong sustained comp, whereas Noble 5, I mean, they're looking to just go with the same thing they did last game. They want to just run at you. They're missing the Olaf, which kind of puts them at a slight disadvantage in that style of play, but they've got the Gnar. You time the Mega Gnar bar right, and you're going to have huge CC. You're going to have huge damage coming out of pretty much everyone on the team. Save for the Pike, except for when he drops the death from below on you after your damage dealers have done all the work. So it's gonna just be which team can play towards their comp a little bit better.
I'd like to focus our discussion really quick on the junglers, especially for the early game. What is this Vi looking to do? What is this Graves looking to do? Especially around mid lane, I think is going to be where we have the most action.
I don't know. What do you I'll let you go first on that. Let me form some thoughts here on that.
Well, I don't know if they'll do it, but I would love to see a really aggressive early jungle path from the Vi. Maybe a red into level 2 ganking this Ahri, trying to just really get Malzahar in a nice place to shove the wave and live his life. Because Graves, while he's strong, he doesn't have a whole lot of tools to actually gank a Malzahar. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you can toss your smoke screen, but like with the spell shield, might not do as much as you want it to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the Graves, because of L69's comp, doesn't have much to gank early. I mean, even if he surprises a lane, I don't think he gets much out of it. So might look for the Graves to just power farm early. Whereas, like you said, the Vi with an early point into the queue can get that instant CC if it hits. And we might see what we saw last game, where Menbung on the J4 visits bot lane twice in a row, easy flag and drag. The first time he gets the flash out of JJ Bell's Caitlyn, the second time he gets the kill. ViQ is essentially the same action, except for it doesn't pass through during the knockup. It stops Vi's progression, but essentially the same mechanic there.
Yeah. And I think if L69 wants to take this game and run with it, they have got to play 3-man Bung's Vi. I would say if he hasn't pulled off at least 2 successful ganks in the first 10 minutes, I think their mid game is going to struggle really, really badly.
Uh-huh.
And let me clarify, by successful ganks, I mean like not just a kill, but maybe a kill in some plates or multiple summoner spells or a dragon afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we've seen him prove success on the champion many times in the LCS before. like I said, we've seen it as recently as Game 3. Maie, same thing. We've seen him show a lot of success on the Graves. I think you're spot on in talking about what these junglers do early on affects the game big time. We saw it last game, huge in the bot lane. It didn't end up ultimately, predicting the outcome of the game because Noble 5 was able to kind of play to their strengths throughout the game and take the team fights that they felt much stronger at. And let's not forget that at one point in time they had an 0-5 bot lane, and
Right.
they had a slight lead in top lane, but things were looking pretty dour there in the bot lane. But they were able to kind of just stall the game out a little bit, play to their strengths, find the team fights that work for them. They didn't risk too much over 50-50 objectives, and they ultimately just played the game that made sense with their comp.
Yep.
So let's see if they get behind again this game, if they're able to do the same, or maybe they kind of turn the game upside down and get that big lead that this type of comp, when I'm looking at this comp, um, you might expect them to get, as opposed to L69's comp, which again is this kind of safe, sustain. Half of our ultimates are also very defensive in nature. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. So
Yep.
excited.
But,
Game 5. Here we go. This is what, right?
yeah. What I'll
Your
say
money's worth
is
here.
if and bot lane smashes like it did early game, this is not an Ashe that's got Comet and waiting for power spikes. This is a Sivir. Once she gets a BF sword, she does a fuck ton of sorry, excuse my language. She does mad damage. A boomerang that only hits one target can chunk for about 300, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's more DPS than what you expect out of an Ashe. So if we see that same lead come out, expect that bot lane to snowball much, much harder.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So for those of you that are still awake and half drunk or not half drunk, welcome to Game 5. Thanks for being with us. This is the PMA LCS SummerSlam L69 Noble 5s. Into game we go any second. I'm at 100%.
I mean, I wouldn't be too excited about getting into game. This is the PMA LCS. There's at least a 3-minute pause on all this.
You say that.
Since it's late and it's going to be at least 20-minute pause this time.
Okay, so we're gonna sync our timers real quick. Or
Yep.
okay.
We're going to pause our games at 10. And I'm paused. Son of a biscuit.
Okay, I'm at 12 now. Where is
As am
everyone at?
I. I am at 12. I unpaused on the P in pause. I hope that works. Hey, I could tell by the inflection. 23,
I could tell by the way
24.
you said words.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
okay,
perfect.
we have an aggressive invade coming from Kaligi, but they've already been warded. I don't think this is going to turn into very much here.
Nope, we're just seeing the ward in the pixel bush there in the river. Is going to spot everything out. Looks like Wardy's just going to go ahead and take an aggressive position here, drop a ward over the wall.
Now, I mean, small victories, technically.
Yeah. L69's
Technically,
blue
they
buff.
burned 1 ward for 2 wards, and there's the potential of this early game. Ooh, this is ooh, wait, hold on. It looks like L69 has sniffed this invade out.
Nothing much going to happen here. Oh! Menma going to go back in with the Vault Breaker. And Wordy going to walk away without blowing any sums. A lot of damage down on a Wordy, but Able to walk away, has support from his teammates there.
Well,
But for
hmm.
a second game in a row, we're going to see a top laner is probably going to lose some XP
Yep.
off of damage level 1.
I don't think he'll be losing any XP, but he will have to back really late and burn his TP there. If he doesn't,
And
he'll
there
be
he goes.
there he goes.
Oh,
he might actually be in a better.
No, he didn't lose anything. So
No,
and yep,
actually, Rafal lost I think 1 minion, so that's very very good.
Looks like he did. Yep. Menbun gonna walk straight into.
Yep, this is the level
into Noble 5's jungle. He's not gonna find anything except for some raptors. With the timers on Krugs, Maie might stumble onto a Vi doing his raptors. But it looks like Menbung is just gonna walk away.
I'm not quite sure why you would opt for the raptor camp there. You have machete, so you're not getting any healing off of that. You don't have your E, so your only AoE is your Q.
I think it's just an early pressure setter. But it is interesting to note that Menbung goes straight from his blue buff into Noble 5's jungle, and he doesn't even get all the raptors, so he's at quite a disadvantage in XP. He's finished his red buff. He's not even level 3 yet. Maie is already level 3, finishing his wolves.
Yeah, Maie is playing to what we expected the Graves to do, which is just power farm the early game and try and get a lead that way.
Yep. He's just full clearing minus a few raptors that he lost, a few chickens, but just he's going to have such a big lead, and from there he can work on ganking lanes with that lead that he has over Menbung.
I'm really curious to see the Sivir already pushing the Caitlyn under. Normally you see in the early game Caitlyn have a slight lead.
We're going to see...
We're going to have a little action down here in the river. It looks like Kaligi has roamed up to help Menbung secure this crab.
With L69 having the priority in bot lane, not much Maie can do there. Still has a level advantage over Menbung, but he's bot side with no camps. Best thing that he can do now is look for a gank or walk up to top scuttle. Looks like he's going to go for the gank. Bone Skewer going to start to come out. It's being channeled and just missed by Chaboy. Nice flash undertow.
Kaligi's...
But a flash away from Kaligi. The Ignite comes out from Jaboy, but Kaligi's going to survive there.
Now, while that was going on, there was a fight in top side. Werty just shoved Rafal out. Rafal will have to TP back to lane.
Looks like he's going to stay. He's healing up off of some pots.
Oh, wait. Karma, Alt W. Never mind.
Yep.
There's a reason we hate this champion.
Boo. Boo the Karma.
Boo the Karma.
Yeah. So Maie using the pressure from that, I'd say pretty successful gank. They were able to get flash out of Kaligi, heal out of the Sivir. He's going to use that pressure to just walk right up to top scuttle. He knows Menbung had to reset. He also knows Menbung is at a level disadvantage. So Maie about halfway to level 5. Krugs have respawned. He should get it off of this camp. Menbung, 1 camp away from level 4.
Menbung has passed back up to the top side, but he doesn't really have any good options up here. Like, he can try a lane gank, but everything else is warded.
Keep in mind that this is also the first initial spawning of these camps, so they are giving a little less experience than what we might think they'd be giving at the 5-minute mark, since he skipped these camps to walk in and steal some raptors away from Maie. Yep, and Maie just getting 5 off those last Krugs, just really timing out his camps nicely. Should be about level 5.5 by the time he takes his first back.
Oh, he is just level 5 right now. I think Menbung knowing early Infernal Drake.
Knowing that Maie should be back right now, or in this case, yet to back, he's got priority mid. They're just gonna sneak this early and
Yep, Pokemon Trainer Malzahar coming out and giving them a hand, making sure that they take this really, really quickly.
I choose you, Voidling Aru.
And that's beautiful. Lugo didn't even lose minions in mid.
No, just like that. Menbung Vault Breaker's right back out of the wall and continues farming. So just a really, really good display of understanding positioning on the map, and when you're behind, how do you find things to take?
And sometimes that's just being Vi and having a really, really good champion for taking Drake.
There you go. Bot lane trying to get saucy, some backs being canceled. Bone Skewer going to come out, and another miss. Dark Binding going to hit, but no follow-up there. So both sides playing it fairly safe.
Vitalis is trying to back. He's sitting on 54 minions worth of gold right now. This man has a BF. I would almost guarantee it, or at least a Caulfield's right now.
He has 17 in his pocket right now.
Oh. Yeah, so he's sitting on so much gold right now. Meanwhile, the Caitlyn is sitting on not quite as much gold.
Well, you know, the back in the shop has already occurred for the Caitlyn, so Vitalis wanting to back as soon as possible, but just really not given the chance with how hard the Caitlyn and Pyke are pushing into the lane.
Now, on the other hand, I don't think Caitlyn Pyke's going to get much...
Here we go. We got some action in the mid. Yep. The Nether Grasp coming out, but just nothing to follow there.
Overall, I'm not sure that did much for the Malzahar, except just, you know, you didn't get dived.
Based on where that got popped, I think this is Lugo maybe thought that Juice Me Daddy was in turret range, thinking that popping the Nether Grasp would result in a couple of turret shots being taken and ultimately a kill. Bot lane action coming down, the Black Shield coming out, Ace in the Hole gonna put Kaligi down to about 70 health. Menbun is here.
He's been seen.
On the hunt popped. Oh, First Blood gonna come down in the top lane while bot lane action's gonna come down. The Sivir just popping autos. Boy, with the ult's gonna take down Kaligi, who walked up a little bit too far with that low health, wanting to participate in the gank. Nothing else gonna come out.
Yeah,
and
mid
death
lane,
in the
mid lane got busy
lane
too.
Good lord. Well,
right,
First Blood came out in the top lane, going over to Maie. They're going to take some plates off of this. Then we saw a death in the bot lane going over onto Kaligi, and then finally a return kill coming out from This Is Lugo onto Juice Me Daddy, able to shore the bleeding just a little bit there.
So to break this down a little bit, that topside Gnar is just so far ahead right now of this Karma, which is a bad thing. You want that Karma to at least be even with this Gnar, because you pick that Karma just to even out the lane, right? Like, if you pick it and it falls behind in lane, it's not going to scale better than a Gnar does, especially when we have team fights.
Flash coming out of bot lane, just some really nice work from Kaligi. Dark Binding into Soul Shackles, all on Chaboy, who was under the tower. Yep, plates were taken. So lots of gold going over to Noble 5 in exchange for the flash from Chaboy.
Now, overall, just mostly off farming, you have over 2k gold lead for the side of Noble 5s right now. That's
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. This farm lead is really working out in the favor of 5s. However, meanwhile, L69 looking to take the objectives. They've already got that early Infernal. They're looking towards the Rift Herald, but they're going to see some contest from Juice Me Daddy, who is going to dash over the wall, and the Spirit's Resolve. Nether Grass going to come out onto the Ahri, also going to be knocked up with a Breaker, and the Ahri's going to go down. So is the Rift Herald. Menbun grabs it, and he's on the prowl for more kills. Vaultbreaker going to come out. Ooh, Kaligi going down to the Maie. Oh, the Vi Assault and Battery going to come out, but just so much damage coming out. The Narbar at full, going to get that kill. Oh, but the Graves is going to pop back off on This Is Lugo. N5 just ultimately punishing L69. You want to take the rift? Fine, take it, but we're going to take your lives in exchange.
Yeah, I think, it was
Ooh,
really...
the flash forward from Vitaldis going to go ahead and get the kill on JJ Bell. Death from below going to miss. Vitaldis moving forward and just autoing.
Yep. Vitaldis
Oh,
with
the
double
spell
kill.
shield coming down instead. Just a perfect spell shield timing to block that death from below.
Going back to that top lane fight, at first I was really confused because you had the Gnar TPing not into an area close to the Herald, but actually in L69's jungle in a flank ward he had put in their tri-bush. And then he comes behind, he's a little bit late. By the time he gets there, the Ahri is already dead. But they say, hang on, we have Graves coming, we have a lot of damage, we can still fight this. Very patiently played by them.
Ultimately, that Narbar fills up at just the right time to pick off those last 2 kills. So, yeah, like you said, I mean, at first seemingly a little bit weird on the timing, but it worked out perfectly in the long play. The long con,
Yeah, and then Chris just being Chris in the bot lane.
Yeah, Vitaldis just popping off there, flashing forward for the quick return on the boomerang onto JJ Bell, and then just being able to track down Chapoy, who probably could have gotten away if he undertowed in the opposite direction. But just some nice plays out of Vitaldis coming. And don't look now, but there is a 4-0 Graves in L69's jungle, taking their camps. Ooh, big play in the top lane. Orty just flashing out of tower range after getting the stun root and popping that Karma, who is so far behind right now.
Punishing this aggressive itemization from the Karma. She's built what looks like most of a Luden's Echo right now into an 80 top laner that's already been giving her the business.
Top turret gonna go down. We are looking at a 2,600 gold difference in the top lane right now. With that said, L69 gonna go ahead and they can popping the Rift Herald bot. They're gonna get a turret off of that. And we've got a pause.
Okay, thank God, because I need a little bit of time here. So, you just mentioned the gold difference in top lane. The jungle gold difference is massively in this Graves' favor.
So 2,400 difference in the jungle, 2,600 in the top lane.
Like this Graves,
almost 2,700.
Yeah, and this Graves is sitting on a full item. When he backs, he's going to be so strong in time for. I can't see what next dragon is spawning.
Well, Cloud Drake was recently taken by Noble 5.
Yeah.
And we are back.
Okay.
That was a quick DC and back on. L69, Ace in the Hole gonna come out, but it's blocked by Menbung, and everyone's gonna walk away. No problem. Maye on this Graves was pinged out to maybe collapse, but like what was said, he's sitting on 3,500 gold. And at some point in time, you just gotta go back to Fountain and buy. And he does. He purchases a full black cleaver. No big deal. Put it on his Amex Black. It's not a big
jungle.
Nethergrass gonna come out. It's just gonna take Juice Me Daddy down. He was so low trying to. It's gonna be an easy kill going to This Is Lugo. Vaultbreaker gonna come out onto the Gnar. Aftershock procs. The Gnar bar fills up, and the throwback coming onto the Vi. Vi's gonna flash out. Ooh,
the Graves ult.
Go ahead and take out the Gnar, but yeah, the Graves ult coming out and taking care of the Vi who had flashed away. Menbung thinks, I'm safe, I've flashed away, but no, the collateral damage coming out, picking up that kill.
Yeah, and Maye wasn't even in that fight, and it was still, what, was that an even trade, or did Noble 5 come out a little bit ahead there?
that was going to be a 2. It ended up being a 2 for 2, I believe, because remember, Juice Me Daddy goes down early in the fight. He's low in health. All this is Lugo has to do is press R. He didn't even channel the Nether Grasp. The dots afterwards just takes the Juice Me Daddy down. They tried to walk away, but nice job by Noble Fives to re-engage on that fight and get a little bit out of it.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about the top side advantage right now that Noble Five have. L69's bottom side of the map, and especially their mid laner, this Malzahar, is going to be infinitely more useful than the Ahri at this point in the game. The Ahri's got her GLP. She's still working on spooky ghosts, which is great for finding people, not necessarily great for killing them.
And there's a huge gold differential here as well. So we've talked about the gold differential at top jungle, but mid and bot lane, pretty decent sized gold lead. About 1,800 for mid and about 1,300 for the ADCs. So balancing it out a little bit. Ultimately, Noble looking lead right now.
Yeah. Maya has once again invaded the blue quadrant of Menbung's jungle, and it's just, I mean, that's what, 20 farm now that he's invaded?
All right, so Nethergrass coming down onto the Ahri. That is just going to ultimately kill him. The Ahri comes out.
Now, the Malzahar
Oh my
is
gosh.
now down for...
Blue team's going to go ahead and take drag. Flash in by this Morgana of the Soul Shackle. Zonia's popped. The Gnar is stunned up. Maie coming into the fight, though, is just doing massive damage. Death from below going to come in. Ace in the hole going to come out onto the... Oh, God. And Death from below just going to clean up the rest of the fight. And that's an ace for Nobles Fives.
So, here's my personal opinion. That was a great pick on the Ahri. Great job by Lugo to find that. But you have to think of the priorities, especially if you're about to get into a fight like that. Do you care about this 0-4 Ahri when there is a... Well, he was 0-3, yeah. And then you got this this massive Graves who suddenly there's no CC for him. There's no way to get him off of your carries.
You're absolutely right. Just a really, really strong pick. The rest of the team has to be there to make sure that once that pick is secured, you can walk out safely. They overextend by just a little bit, trying to walk into Noble Five's jungle, and that's when the turn occurs. The Graves shows up and just starts to clean up. And meanwhile, you've got a Mega Gnar on your ass just seeing everyone in that small corridor. Just a really well-turned fight out of Nobles 5. Yeah, you let the Ahri go, but you win the fight massively afterwards, and you take 2 turrets afterwards.
Something really interesting here. Menbung's build. He's between Cinderhulk and a Trinity Force right now, and it looks like he wants to get the Trinity Force done first. But he also has level 1 boots. He's really not going to get anything done very quickly here.
Kaligi just hanging out in the bush, just letting everyone walk past him. Black Shields himself walks away. No, you're absolutely right. This build out of Menbung is it's a little torn. It's a little schizophrenic right now, and I think he understands that to be effective at this point, the Trinity Force is probably going to be the best thing. But
yeah.
He's been at such a disadvantage because Maie got this early and taking everything from him. He hardly has any camps to take to get the gold to complete any of these items.
Yep. The way that they have split this jungle, Menbung basically has 1 quadrant. He has his Raptor camp, he has his Krug camp, and he's got his red buff. At this point in the game, you start giving that red buff away. So suddenly, you have 8 CS. That's not a whole lot for Vi to work with, especially when she's trying to be effectively diving people.
Ace in the hole gonna come out in bot lane onto the Karma. Maie gonna follow up. Oh, the collateral damage gonna come out. Is the red buff gonna tick? Oh,
That was
the Karma is gonna walk away.
Rafal did an excellent job getting, having just enough shield, having just enough heal to get out of that fight without losing his life.
They're going to trade turrets, though. That bot lane turret going to go down. Rafal not able to stay and defend it. Meanwhile, L69 going to trade in the mid lane. Juice Me Daddy looking for a flank here as L69 is looking for even more on this mid turret. Nice Dark Binding going to come down onto Chaboy. Looks like he's going to Ghost Water away. Bone Skewer going to come out. It's going to go a little wide. Nethergrass going to come down onto the Gnar.
Oh, the Ari charm.
Undertow coming through. Ooh, the kill onto Chaboy. Malzahar going to go down. The Vault Breaker going to come down onto the Ari. The Assault and Battery, sorry, coming down onto the Ari. Just going to clean her up there. That's a 1 for 2 in the way of L69.
Well, it's a 1 for 2, but I think it's very much in the favor of Noble 5. While that fight was going on, they got the second tier bot lane turret. And they still managed to trade a kill. They stopped the aggression. They have back timers, ready to go. So they're on their way to Baron right now. Menbung is sitting on 2 kills of gold, which he can use to start finishing some items, but he still has to back.
Looks like they're pinging out Dragon. They might want to even up this Mountain Drake. The Mountain Drake, remember, that big ace that came out for Noble 5, that came at the cost of a Mountain Drake. No big deal, but Mountain Drakes are pretty strong at this point. They might want to just even up as much as they... I don't think they could have gone for Baron there, but they can probably secure this Mountain Drake. Maya just walking straight up to Menbung. Just absolutely no respect. Ace in the hole going to come out. It's going to be blocked off by the Sivir. Morgana jumping in with the Soul Shackles. Vault Breaker onto the Graves, but he still pulls a kill back in exchange. Meganar going to come out. Ooh, Flash Charm coming down. Bone Skewer coming down. Oh, the Nethergrass going to come out. It's going to get a kill. He's going to die for it, though. Oh, yeah, that Death from Below was just a little bit early. Could have saved the Ari there, but...
Well, it was an extremely awkward fight by Noble 5. Their Graves got split off from the rest of the team. And while he did a lot of damage before he got taken out, the Sivir managed to take him out. She's just doing a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, and just a really well-timed spell shield early on. A great Soul Shackle by Kaligi, forcing everyone to scatter. And that's where you get the Graves going down towards L69's red buff, where in a combination of... Menbung and the Karma, they were able to just pop him. Yes, he got a return kill onto the Vi, but once that Graves is out of the fight, Noble 5 kind of just folding one by one there. Bone Skewer going to come out onto the Karma. Black Shield going to come out, Ace in the hole, and take him down. Oh, Dragon stolen by Maie. They're going to turn the fight. Ooh, the Gnar shooting him up. Dash forward by the Ari, the triple kill. Dash forward. Can we get a quad? Nice spell shield on the slow there. Ooh, the charm's going to go wide. And it looks like the Sivir... Oh, Bone Skewer. The Flash Bone Skewer going to pick it up. That's going to be Baron for Noble 5.
It was such a hesitant play by L69 to go for that Mountain Drake. They wanted to wait on the Vi to come, but by the time Vi came back, Noble 5 was already up. If they had had some better wards on the Dragon area, they would have known that they could have started that up immediately as Worky back.
And Noble 5 with just really, really great positioning there. They knew they had the strength. They knew they had the numbers. Maie jumping in for the steal, huge. And then they get the ace off of it as well.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a pretty big deficit here. What does L69 have to do? What do they have to do to get back in this game?
They need to pick this Graves repeatedly with really good Malzahar ults. This Sivir needs to hit 3 items at least. That way her bouncing, her W starts doing a lot of work for them. Other than that, they just need to be able to hold this line. And Kaligi
caught out. The Black Shield doing big work. Ooh, Bone Skewer going to come up right after the Black Shield goes down, and Death from Below going to go down. Undertow going to get your boy out of there. Ooh, the On the Hunt coming out of the Sivir. It's going to go ahead and get that kill ultimately. Well timed On the Hunt. Way to trade 1 kill back.
Yeah, definitely
support for support.
Definitely worth. I'm curious though. It might have been a misinput by the Morgana. She had her Zanya's off cooldown, but didn't use it for the Pike ult.
I think it's one of those moments where you know you're dead either way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe L69 could have collapsed in the time while Zonya's is popped. But either way, a trade of supports. Now, L69 does pick up a small bounty, 150 gold, off of the Pike.
They've set up a nice 1-4 right now with the Gnar in the bot lane. He just went Mega, so he won't be pushing the wave.
Nice charm onto... Oh my god, Kaligi deleted that charm. The death sentence. Nethergrass coming out onto Maie. There's that kill. Like you said, the trade, Kaligi for Maie, not even at all. 0-5 Morgana for a 10-1 Graves.
Now, the hope and what L69 really wanted to happen there is, I picked your carry, therefore you have to back off. But Noble 5 isn't saying that. They're saying, hey, we have a Caitlyn, we have a Pike, we have a Gnar split pushing you, and we're not going to let up on the aggression.
They've got all that with Baron buff. So no, they're not going to let up on the aggression, especially because look at what you just wasted to take out our Graves. You wasted a lot.
Well, they used the Malzahar ult and Vi ult, but with the cooldown reduction coming out of them, that's not too big of a deal.
With Kaligi dead as well, Noble 5 is able to just continue pushing.
True. Okay, and now we get to see, in the late game, these teams are starting to itemize efficiently against each other. You've got 2 QSSs coming out on the side of Noble 5s. L69 has paid respect. They have the Phantom Dancer on the Sivir rather than the more aggressive rapid fire cannon or something that would give her a little more range.
Interesting.
We also have a stopwatch coming out on Vi. Is that going to be a stone plate?
No, I think that's going to be a Guardian. Now, you'll have to forgive me. I don't know Karma Top as well. The Luden's Echo coming out, and that was the first item built, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe
Is that a
it
standard?
was built. It depends on what you're looking for. I think my preferred version of this build is to go for a Frozen Gauntlet instead of a Luden's. It just gives you a little more, stats for you to go up against these more aggressive AD top laners. But the reason that the Luden's was built is because it's got really good wave clear.
On the hunt, Flash, ooh! The Binding and the Assault and Battery coming out. They are just bursting everything for Maie. They want him.
Yeah.
And they got him.
This is the mid to late game power of having not just Sivir, but also mini Sivir.
There we go. We see on the hunt, Flash bind.
Karma.
We see the Assault and Battery come out. But still, Noble 5 is able to grab that Mountain Drake because they have such a massive lead across the entire map. 10,000 gold, which is 1,000 less than we saw a few minutes ago.
Okay, this macro play coming out of them, using these movement speed ults effectively, getting around the map where they need to go, they did give away the Mountain Drake, but they said, okay, we're going to get some extra gold. To 4.
And since they have a Mountain Drake of their own already, they can sort of afford to get rid of, or to give over the second one to Noble 5, but I don't know. They trade that mid turret. I'd say that's pretty worth it.
It's definitely a trade. I mean, they weren't going to be able to win a dragon fight.
No,
so
and we've seen them lose 2 big dragon fights already. So they took the safe option. They knew they could get that mid turret. They take it. They open up the map a little bit, looking for Baron, which is spawning in less than a minute.
They still don't have control of their jungle, though. Look at the vision lines that between these two teams. You got 3 wards down in the red side. They can't even clear the one they have on a vision ward right now. No, we're still going strong. I'm at 30. Okay, pause.
I'm at 302, 303.
I'm at 304. I'm at 304. I'm the latest time.
Okay, I'm at 3009.
Okay, let me get to 3009 and then we'll... Alright, I'm there. Okay, cool.
Nice. Baron being starting up by the Noble 5 team.
Yeah, they don't want to mess around. They know ults are coming off cooldown. They know that eventually L69 is going to get aggressive and try to move up here to challenge them.
That double mountain doing a lot of work, but L69 is here. And
the Gnar in the back line.
Already the Gnar in the back line. Gnar bar is full, but the Nethergrass coming down. Oh, big Gnar flash. Oh, no. The assault and battery not going to come out. It's going to be too little too late. Oh, he's going to use it on the Ahri. Pull a kill away. He used the Vault Breaker. The net forward. JJ Bell is going to go ahead and take the Vi down. That's going to be a 1 for 4.
Yeah. Menbung and Vitautus are dragging out that fight as long as they can take it, trying to take as much time off of their death timers as possible.
Noble 5 just going to take what they can. They've got that double mountain. They're going to take these inhibitors, these towers, real quick, and they're just going to turn back towards the Baron.
Yep. That was super aggressive positioning by L69. They knew they had to get next to the Baron, but then they got to Baron. Noble 5 backed off, and they said, what now?
The positioning of Werty there, just really forward thinking, just...
Lugo is back.
Here we go. Dark Binding coming in onto Werty, the Nethergrass coming down to the Werty again. He's going to go ahead and go down that combination there. The Soul Shackles onto Maie. He's going to take a Dark Binding afterwards as well. He's doing a ton of damage, but just too much happening there. Morgana going and Zonyazing the ace in the hole out of the Caitlyn. And just like that, now Baron control is in the favor of L69.
So,
hold on, we're going to have some N5, some contests here. The little ghosties are coming out. Dark Binding going to go ahead and miss. Oh! Nice try on the contest there. Blue team's going to go ahead and secure. Nice try from Jaboy coming out, trying to do some death from below damage, either onto members of L69 or on the Baron itself, but just nice secure coming out of Menbung.
Now, some people are going to say, like, the gold difference is so high. Why are they having a problem closing this game? And the answer is the gold difference on the AD carries. Vitautus is up 4k gold right now, and a 4k gold, like, this is a massive Sivir right now. And she's got a QSS to keep herself from getting hit. She's got Spell Shield. She's got Phantom Dancer. She's got a Morgana peeling for her.
Yeah.
This Sivir has all the tools she needs to carry this game.
And the damage coming out in these fights is, like we said before the game started, this is what L69 wants. They want these sustained fights. And not every sustained fight has gone in their favor because Noble 5 has had such a big lead this game. But when fights have gone on for very long, I mean, we've seen some fights where death timers have gone and come back up and people have come back into the fight. Oh, Menbung caught out. GA is going to be popped. Redemption going to come down. It's going to heal him up pretty nicely. Flash Soul Shackles in from the Morgana. Oh.
Kaligi MVP.
Kaligi going to go down. Assault and Battery going to go down onto the Gnar. A lot of damage coming out from Maie, though. And he's got... which hasn't been popped. He's keeping them in it. Still, the fight is technically won by L69. 2 for 3, but that Graves is so big. You don't want to contest him, especially while he has GA.
So the interesting thing about these fights, both teams want to play these fights front to back.
Menbung chasing down Vitautus. He's going to go ahead and let him.
L69 has this massive Sivir that we've already talked about. They have the Vi engaged. They've got the Karma. They want to be engaged upon. The same thing kind of goes for Noble 5. Yes, they have the Pike pull and they've got the Gnar ult. But most of the time, the fight they want is going to be Noble 5 getting too close and this Graves punishing them for it. Because he's a generally low-range AD carry.
these fights to me seem to be very, very, very much hinged on the Malzahar ult. Who is Malzahar gonna ult? He can't really ult JJ Bell or
honestly
Wordy.
think he needs to the Graves needs to sell something and get QSS.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. A lot of the focus has been on to Juice Me Daddy. It's almost like L69 thinks, we get the Ahri out of the fight early and we'll win these fights. That's not quite happening every time. So maybe changing up your ult target.
Really aggressively.
Dark Binding gonna land onto the Graves. Traps laid down, but nothing's gonna land after that Dark Binding. Mai's gonna walk away safely and reestablish this dominance. Oh, he's gonna dash over the wall onto Kaligi. Dark Binding's gonna hit. Ace in the hole gonna come out. It's gonna be blocked off by the Sivir who spell shields it.
Maya with a very good use of collateral damage to move, even though he's snared out of the incoming CC.
Mm-hmm. Ward's going down, Vision being set up. They're looking to siege this top lane, but not much is going to get done here. The side of L69, big amount of wave clear here. On the hunt going to be popped. Ooh, the Gnar going to miss. The Nethergrass going to go down on Joy. He's going to flash out. Looks like he's going to survive. No, death's going to go down to either side, even though a lot of ults burned, a few summoners burned for both sides. No, I'm sorry, just summoners burned from Noble 5. L69 saves their summoners. Charm going out, Dark Binding gonna miss.
They have more resources to fight for these next objectives.
Yep. And let's take a look at that gold lead. Now it has shrunk to about 7,000, so slowly but surely L69 crawling back in. Gold differential becoming smaller, and they're starting to win some of these fights.
Yeah. Part of the problem that that Noble 5s is running into now is you only have so much CC. You have the Gnar ult, and you have Pike, and you have Ahri Charm. The Pike, I'm not seeing a whole lot of utility. I would love to see him, find someone in the jungle off, by themselves. Fighting bot.
Oh, here we go. Quicksilver Sash going to be used by Werty, although he is so low. This Jaboy going to go ahead and take out this logo.
That's exactly what we're talking about. So what I was saying about CC, what I forgot was death is kind of like CC.
This might be game. The death timers are so long on. If Noble 5 can just push forward, take some of these structures, Werty's backing, he's low, he has teleport up, they're not going to go ahead and risk it. They're going to take this for sure, Baron. Which
while this Malzahar is dead, they have so much time. They have 20 seconds. There's no vision for him here. He can't TP unless L69 moves up and gets him some wards.
Keep in mind that Rafal teleported in to that bot lane fight. They thought they had the pick onto Werty. Maybe a mistake to nether grasp him when you know he has a Quicksilver Sash in his inventory. Always check your enemy's inventories, because you would know that he has it. You know he has it available. They turn the fight around. They get the 2 kills. They get the objectives.
For Noble to close this game, they need to get this Elder Drake, and they need to take a fight where they get rid of this Malzahar quickly.
I mean, a 4 elemental Elder. Oh, the flash over the wall, the dash, the collateral damage coming out. Kaligi is deleted.
Ooh, JJ.
Ooh, the kill back onto JJ Bell, but Mai's already onto this Elder Drake. They are willing to trade 1 for 1 if it means securing this Elder Drake. But
and look
it's not secure just yet.
Out.
Oh! The Vi with the steal! The Vi! Oh my god, the Vault Breaker over the wall. The Smite takes down that Elder Drake. He trades his life, he trades his GA. The rest of L69, you gotta defend.
Chad, if you're not praising Bung right now, I swear to God.
You gotta defend. You cannot go down here. This is perfect. Let's see some more gameplay. Hell yeah.
L69
We're at 40 minutes. Might as well keep it going.
They're in a great position to keep this going. They can't be sieged out. They can't be aggressed on right now. This Malzahar's ult is back up.
Hey.
Wordy is zoning so hard. He's got Meganar up. And Noble 5 is still just taking their advantage. They've got that, again, that double mountain. They can take objectives so quickly. They had the numbers advantage. They just walk in, they take that second inhibitor. So we're back.
Yeah, no, when you're in at the 41st minute of a game, like, gold doesn't matter. It's who has items, who's gonna make the big play.
And like, speaking of items, I mean, we're looking at full builds for pretty much everyone coming in. I mean, Rafal on the Karma.
JJ Bell.
Oh, here we go. Nethergrass coming down onto JJ Bell. That is a death. Chaboy gonna try to get out. The assault and battery gonna come down onto him. Menbung gonna go ahead and get deleted there by Maye.
Maye
so much
still
damage
does
coming
not
out.
have the QSS. He's gonna have to rely on not getting caught to survive these fights.
The amount of damage, the amount of burst damage that he does has to prioritize that. He's able to just delete even Menbung, who has built some tanky items. He's got the Cinder Hulk. He's sitting on a Drum's Fist.
Well, this Menbung's Vi right now is not designed to actually frontline. It's designed to survive
Flash coming out from Rafal. Wordy jumping in, getting the knockback. Maye cleaning up afterwards. He's going to dash forward. He's going to go ahead and take the Bone Skewer is going to come down. And that's probably going to be game for Noble 5. They've got super minions flooding in from mid and bot. They don't have a wave right now. Flash forward, Bone Skewer is going to go ahead and be spell shielded. Looks like Wordy's teleporting in. He's got the GA back up. They're just waiting for minions to come in at this point. 30 seconds on Caligian. This is Lugo. If they can keep these waves pushed, they can take these turrets.
Is back up. Let's see if they can do anything.
So much damage on these turrets. Nice Bone Skewer onto Menbung. He's fighting for anything, but there's just too much damage there. Turrets are going down. Wordy's going to zone them back into their fountain. Go back there.
Yep.
Death from below going to come out, going to clean up Vitatis, and that's going to be the game. That's going to be the series. Your champions, Noble 5.
Yep. I will say very well played by both sides.
Just
yeah, a
powerful series here. Back and forth. We took it to the 5 games. You know, what else can you ask for?
You really can't.
You know what we can you know what we can ask for though? We can ask you to go vote in the straw poll. Vote for your MVP. I know I only saw game 3, game 5. Slaga, based on what you saw, who do you got? Who do you got for your MVP coming out of this match?
That's a really the two that I have to look at. Playing the two that I have to look at, Maye and Werty. Maye was so massive. He got a huge lead on this Graves. He took control of half the map. But Werty's Gnar ults were just insane. That last fight that they finally managed to crack the base, he got 2 of them stunned in the perfect position for the rest of his team to take advantage of them. Just insane play.
I agree. I thought Wordy played really well. All 3 games that I saw, Maye just coming in super strong on that last game. A couple of some missteps in earlier games, but just a strong performance over. Hard to say with missing game 1 and 2, but I think any one of these members here of Noble 5 is a strong choice. I thought that they played very well. They played all of their champs to the role that they were expected to play. They played their comps so well here. Granted, L69, I mean, God, they gave them such a run. They clawed their way back into that game. Gotta praise Menbung for that Elder Dragon steal, just doing everything he can to keep L69 in it. But you know, you got to look at one of these members of N5 and cast your vote. Who do you think deserves this MVP? We got 28 people in stream. Only about 4 people have voted. Who do you got? You got Wordy in the top lane. You got Juice Me Daddy in mid. Played strong on the Ari a few games. JJ Bell coming out big with the Caitlyn. Jaboy, the Pike picks were spot on, real strong that last game. Or do you got Maya in the jungle?
I'm gonna decide. I have to go with Maya. I mean, I only got here for game 4 and game 5, but his Olaf and his Graves were both so oppressive. Like he just played his mind out this series.
So we're still waiting on that. That was a premature. That was a Steve most valuable player on the stream. Most valuable player has not yet been decided. Please go vote. We've got, as far as I can see, 10 votes. 10 votes so far. We are looking at a tie right now, so get your votes in. Even if you just saw a couple of games, vote based on what you saw. What an exciting series.
Yeah, no, I'm. Oof.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than this when it comes to PMA LCS. I mean, maybe if they troll
drama
pick,
in that last game. There was enough drama in that last game for any stage. I don't care who you are. That was
maybe if they had started playing about 3 hours earlier.
Yeah, earlier maybe. Not enough Ornn ults for me, to really rank it up there amongst the PMA LCS great games, but So we're still looking at a tie here. Someone, anyone, cast your vote. Next vote wins. Still looking at a tie. I'm about to create a second account and just go myself.
I was about to say the same thing. A vote is worth 1,000 words.
Hey, all right. Our MVP is my yay. My yay. Can we make a motion to skip MVP chat for this? Any opposed? Any opposed? Do a quick one. Okay, yes, my
yeah,
A.
we'll do a
Let's
really
get.
quick one.
All right.
It's the finals. Give them what they want.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get the Maye. Hey, there he is.
I'm here.
Maye. Talk. Tell us about that series.
Dude, that was exhausting. They put up a really big fight, and yeah, we knew they were gonna put up a fight, but man, that was really tough.
Yeah.
We were hoping for. We think they're gonna take like one game off of us. We got those 2 games, game 2 and game 3. So then we are like, we got to try something different. So then mostly just went back to what we're very comfortable with. So we put Justin on the Pike, and I went onto the Olaf. Went to our very comfortable pick. I think it worked for us.
I did indeed. Where was your butthole after that Elder Drake steal?
Okay, yo, I was telling my team I don't have smite. This isn't gonna go well. And then I didn't have
Wait, you
smite, and
didn't
then
have
Sean
smite?
entered the pit. No, I didn't have smite. So, yeah.
Still a great steal.
Yeah.
Menbung, talk a little bit about that moment.
I was like, well, if we lose this, we got it, and and then we lost. So I was wrong. I stole it, but we still lost.
That was a good steal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I
Sean
think
tried to
Maye
smoke
plays the
him.
jungle extremely well because he understands that you don't really need to farm gank that much. You can just counter gank and then go soak up lane XP, and then you can be 3 levels higher than the enemy jungler just by being in a lane.
Yeah.
Well, part of that was for about 10 minutes in there, he had control of not just his side, but also half of your side of the jungle.
Yeah, if you notice, Maye choose his champions outside of the Hecarim game 1, right? The Olaf game 4, the Kayn game 2, and the Graves game 5. Maye is a high tempo clearing jungler. He will do literally any and all things to clear the jungle the fastest possible way known to man.
This
Um,
is true.
Because he knows the faster he can get to like his level 6 and stuff like that, more impact he can make. Outside of Kayn, who's just like, please God, let me attack somebody.
Yeah.
But well played by them.
Father, I crave violence.
Yeah. No, Papa.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank
Yeah,
you
just-
all for tuning in. Great series between our 2 finalists. Slaga, final words?
It's late. Go to bed.
Tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, watch the finals or the semifinals between Biscuit 5 and Landon and the old guys, which is Slaga Slasher.
I'm one of the old guys.
One of the old guys is streaming, and he's needs to go to bed because it's past his old time
'Cause I
bedtime.
have work in the morning.
I have work in the morning too.
I know.
I have
Well, with that
church in
said,
6 hours.
Yeah.
So.
thank you so much. Thanks for tuning into the I've been Neil the Steel with Slaga Slasha and all these
Interview.
other hobos.
Old
Whatever.
people.
See ya.
Get
Old
back under
people.
your
Sorry,
bridge.
not hobos.